What is up, YouTube? Back for another quick video on the 04 Cobra. Today we're going to be installing a new front chin spoiler. If you guys are not aware, I've had this car now for about 7 years and the front chin spoiler is all cracked up. So I had gone on Blue Oval Industries and found this replacement one for the Cobra. The OEM ones are around $450 and kind of hard to find. They're very expensive. So I found this replica one which had pretty good reviews and it was like $150 with free shipping. So surprisingly, this is how it comes shipped. So it is all folded up in here. So I'm a little worried, but we are going to cut this open. It says to let it bake out in the sun on the driveway to get the proper shape and form. So let's be optimistic, I guess. We'll cut this open, we'll let it sit out for a few hours, and we'll see what type of shape it takes, and then we'll go over how we're going to install it. All right, so we just took it out of the box. Surprisingly enough, it's actually already in better shape than I thought it would be, but we have some creases here. You can see this one's a little funky, so we're going to give it some time and hopefully this thing will straighten out, and then once we get it installed it'll look pretty good. So let's give it a few hours. All right guys, so it's been a couple days. I wound up leaving it out overnight the first day, then I brought it in the garage and I brought it back out the next day. So you can see here it pretty much took its shape pretty perfectly. So this here is more of a color imperfection here just on the finish, not so much an actual bend or anything. And you can see here it's all pretty smooth. So I'm sure once we get it installed it's going to look perfect on there. So as I just pointed out here, there are some imperfections as far as the surface goes. So we're going to give it a good cleaning with some tire and trim gel. This works really good on all plastic pieces. So we're going to give this a good cleaning. It'll give it a layer of protection. It'll shine it up a little bit and hopefully make it look a little more uniform. So let's get that on there. We'll give it some time to dry and then we'll get this bad boy installed. So you can see the difference here. We did half of it and here it is out of the package. So I mean, it makes a huge difference. It will dull out a slight bit once it dries, but not much. So we'll get the other half done there. So here is my factory chin spoiler. You can see, especially right here, this sucker is messed up. Car's only about 3 to 3.5 inches off the ground, so it's very low. Took a lot of abuse, so definitely time to replace it. So it's held on with about 13 screws and little tabs. So we're gonna pop all those off and drop this factory chin spoiler. All right guys, so a quick fun fact, the first 3 bolts are actually held on with a nut on the back, so I had to use a 5/16 wrench in order to hold the one end so that I could unscrew the other. Then the 5 center ones are all 8mm screws. These are 7mm heads, and then 3 more of the bolts on the other side. So you can see here, there's the J-nut retainers. They're all rusty, but we're actually gonna pop those off with a flathead because now we're gonna be using the plastic push pins with screw that was provided with the kit. So we're not gonna use these anymore. You can see it's all dirty under here. So we're gonna give this a good cleaning. We're gonna pop these out and we're gonna get the new one popped on. All right guys, so we are all done and the new chin spoiler is on. It was surprisingly a pain in the ass to do when you don't have the car on a lift or raised on jack stands. Unfortunately, my car is so low and I don't have a lift right now that I can use for it. So I had to make do with what I had, but it was a huge pain in the ass. I wound up not being able to use all of the push pins. I actually used majority of the stock hardware, the bolts and the screws, and just used a few of the push pins in the center right here. But as you can see, it looks very factory. It fits pretty good. And it is a lot cheaper than buying an OEM one. So let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you liked the video. Thanks for watching.